When it comes to building software, the tools you choose can make all the difference. Today, we're taking a look at a real heavyweight contender from Oracle's toolkit, JDeveloper. So what is it, and does it still have a place in a developer's arsenal today? Let's dive in. So what exactly is JDeveloper? Well, simply put, it's Oracle's free integrated development environment, or IDE. But its goal is so much bigger than just being a code editor. It's really designed to cover the entire application lifecycle. We're talking from the very first design sketch, through all the coding and debugging, all the way to the final deployment. Think of it like a complete all-in-one workshop for building Java applications. Of course, in a world full of giants like VS Code and IntelliJ, you have to ask, right? What makes JDeveloper any different? Why would you choose it? That's the core question we're about to unpack. And the answer really comes down to its fundamental philosophy. While a lot of IDEs focus on making the raw coding experience as fast as possible, JDeveloper's core idea is different. It's all about taking a visual approach to simplify complexity. You know, most IDEs, at their heart, are just really sophisticated text editors. JDeveloper was built differently. Its main focus is on visual and what's called declarative development. This means that instead of you having to handwrite every single line of code from scratch, you're using visual designers to drag, drop, and configure components. You're basically telling the IDE what you want the result to be. Here's a great way to think about it. Traditional coding is kind of like writing a novel starting with a completely blank page, word by word. The declarative approach is more like arranging pre-written, perfectly crafted paragraphs to build your story. You're working at a higher level of abstraction, letting wizards and visual designers handle all that tedious, repetitive boilerplate code for you, whether that's for UI elements or connecting to a web service. And here's where that visual approach really shines. Let's say you need to turn a simple piece of Java code into a full-blown web service. Instead of manually writing all the complex configuration files, like the WSDL that describes the service, you just select your code, follow a quick wizard, and JDeveloper generates everything for you. It automates all that complex plumbing, saving you a massive amount of time and potential headaches. So that's the how, this visual philosophy. Now let's get into the what. What's actually inside this toolkit that makes it such a complete development environment? Historically, JDeveloper wasn't just a one-size-fits-all download. It came in different editions, and each one built on the last. This was pretty smart, actually. It let developers grab only the tools they needed, from core Java development all the way up to highly specialized enterprise features. And the best part? All of these editions were completely free. You can see that structure right here. It started with the Java edition for all your fundamental coding. Then, the J2EE edition added the tools you need for building larger, enterprise-level applications. And finally, the Studio Edition was the whole shebang. It included everything from the other two, plus powerful Oracle-specific tools like the Application Development Framework, or ADF, for building complex user interfaces really quickly. Now, this is the key takeaway on features. JDeveloper isn't just for Java. It's a true polyglot environment. It's designed to speak all the different languages of the Oracle ecosystem, from database code like SQL to front-end web languages, and even specialized languages like BPL, which is used to design and automate business workflows. A tool this comprehensive doesn't just appear overnight. To really understand JDeveloper's place today, it helps to look at its journey and see how it's evolved over the years. This timeline tells a story of constant adaptation. A huge moment was back in 2005 when it became completely free. The 11G release was a massive technical leap forward, and its integration with the NetBeans platform shows a strategic decision to evolve with the broader Java ecosystem. The point is, this isn't abandonware. It's a tool that has been actively developed and supported for decades. And make no mistake, this was never some small side project. To put it in perspective, back in 2007, the team working on JDeveloper had over 150 people. That's the level of serious, long-term investment Oracle has poured into this tool. Okay, so we've seen the philosophy, the features, and the history. And that brings us to the big question. Where does JDeveloper fit in today? Why does it still matter? So let's just boil this all down. The key takeaway is this. JDeveloper represents a specific philosophy on development. It's a free, mature, and deeply integrated toolkit designed for one primary purpose: to tame the massive complexity of large-scale enterprise applications, especially within the Oracle ecosystem, by favoring visual design over hand-coding everything. This leaves us with a fascinating question for modern development. In an era that's dominated by lightweight, customizable editors, is there still a role for the heavyweight all-in-one IDE? Is the future in mastering one comprehensive tool, or in becoming an expert at assembling our own from smaller pieces? The answer? Well, it probably depends on the problem you're trying to solve.